Well, I just started mine now.
Batman.
Is the Adam West style of Batman your favorite Batman?
No. That was the earliest incarnation I did watch. Like, I own the original Batman movie, the Adam West one, on DVD. I watched it a lot. I think I also had Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. So those have always, like, I've had a soft spot for them at the very least, because, like, I think I owned those two. I might have owned all of them except the first in that carnation.
Yeah, I owned all of them. The one I have the most recollection of liking the earliest on in my life was fucking the Batman Returns from Tim Burton. Because I had like this big book. I wonder whatever happened to that. It's probably like buried somewhere.
Is that the one with Penguin?
Yeah, it's the one with Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Classic.
And I just remember like loving just these early childhood memories of me looking at just this big photo book that had pictures of Danny DeVito next to a big duck that he would write on in the movie. And I was just like, yes, this is my shit. Oh, yeah.
My favorite Batman is, I mean, it's probably old Batman. We're going to be talking about him today, but like, as a character, I think he's really interesting. He's not a great guy.
No, he's definitely got his mental issues for sure.
I think that makes him a stronger character. He's one of the more interesting interpretations. I'd agree. Another soft spot, like the only show that I really grew up with was I watched The Batman a lot. That's where like the Joker has like dreadlocks.
Yeah,
which that's probably my favorite Joker as well.
I feel that it's a pretty dope design for Joker. I'm not gonna lie.
I wish they had made more movies in that era, because like the one they did do, I think it's the Batman versus Dracula, is pretty cool. Like, it's not great, but it has its moments. Joker gets turned into a vampire.
I heard that they might be doing more seasons of the 90s animated series, like the Kevin Conroy one.
The animated series, the one before Beyond?
Yeah.
Okay. That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I know that they made like that one movie that everybody universally pretty much disliked from what I heard. I never watched it though. I think it was like a Harley Quinn.
Oh, Batman and Harley Quinn? Yeah, it's like the third worst superhero movie I've ever seen or something like that.
Oh, damn.
It's ridiculously bad. Which is surprising because, like, in general, a lot of the DC animated movies are good or decent at least. Especially, like, the throwback ones. Like, they did do there were two of the, like, Adam West voiced Batman animated movies, and one of them was really good. The second one was just kind of, like, the same exact thing, so I don't really like it, but they're both at least decent. And I also like Batman the Brave and the Bold. I think that's a good show.
I never saw any of that.
I watched it a lot when it was first coming out on like watchcartoon.com or whatever.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I'm like, I don't know how to watch things, so I'm just going to go Google how to watch cartoons online. In general, I like a lot of Batman, but yeah, I guess spoiler for our talk later, but like, I never really loved the character until I watched The Dark Knight Returns. Like, that movie makes me really like the character of Batman.
Yeah, I feel like, because I like a lot of takes on Batman. I like, and I feel like none of the live action movies have ever like fucking really tapped into what I like from Batman.
In general, like, people like to shit on Batman Begins a lot, but I think I like Batman Begins the most out of the Nolan trilogy because it feels like they're tapping into so much of the Batman stuff that I like. And I think that's why I don't like the second and the third as much, because it just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, it's been a long while since I've watched the Nolan
Me
trilogy.
too. So maybe I'll hate Begins. Like, I remember loving Begins, but maybe I'd hate it if I rewatched it.
Yeah, because the last time I watched any of them was around the time that The Dark Knight Rises was in theaters. Because I saw that movie once in theaters, and I don't think I watched any of them ever again. I've got them.
I think I watched...
I don't dislike them. I just haven't had the hankering to, like, devote the 9 hours or whatever the fuck it would be to watch them again.
I feel it.
But maybe now. I'm kind of in a Batman mood.
Yeah. I feel it. I did watch another... Because I've talked about it a lot. I've seen almost every, like, DC animated movie. In general, I've seen, like, the vast majority of, like, animated superhero movies. My superhero ranking list is almost to 200 films now. Like, I've seen a lot. But I watched this one called Justice League or JLA, Justice League of America Adventures Trapped in Time. And it came out in 2014. So the DC, like, animated universe continuity that started with, like, Flashpoint Paradox had already begun, if I remember correctly, because I think that was 2011. But I guess they were trying to make this, like, a proof of concept to kind of branch out and make something different. This one was based around, like, the Justice League from, like, the 31st century with, like, Dawnstar and Karate Kid, who are characters I do not like, at least from my limited knowledge of them. It's just, the movie's only, like, 52 minutes. It has some interesting ideas. I like Time Trapper, I guess, as a character, but it's so fucking bad. One of the main fight scenes in it is just revolving around, like, the Justice League and the Legion of Doom playing hot potato with Superman as a baby. It's like, it's just, it's so bad. It was so bad. I immediately regretted watching. I was like, this is so garbage.
I feel that.
But it was either that or watch Death in the Family, which I still... Because I saw it was on HBO, which is the new one that's supposed to be interactive. But all the digital copies aren't interactive, so it's just 30 minutes, like a 30-minute short film with 20 minutes of reused footage from Under the Red Hood. And I'm just like, why? Because if you have the interactive mode, at least you get to choose what happens. So, and I don't want to spend like $25 on a fucking copy, a physical copy. So it's just like, what a terrible idea.
Yeah, fuck. That's stupid.
But, there's a new Scooby-Doo movie coming out next month that this one's been on my radar for a while. They time travel back to like King Arthur's court. Looked kind of dope. I like Scooby-Doo.
Okay. Yeah. And I assume this is gonna have like the standard
cast. Just like
Happy
Halloween Scooby-Doo. It's back to the regular cast.
Okay. Good.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with the continuity, because the current movies have been following like a continuity and trying to like wrap up all the Scooby-Doo storylines and make them like more believable. Like, it's been interesting, but if they're like... So it'll be weird to see if this is real time travel or if like, oh no, they're stuck in VR or something, because if it's real time travel, it's like, what? That throws everything off.
Yeah.
Which, cool if they do, cool if they don't. It's just like an interesting thing.
Hold on. I gotta take this call real quick.
Oh god, we gotta oh shit.
It's important. I'm sorry.
Oh god. Hello, is this Mr. Obama? Oh no, everybody! Thomas just got a call from his bank! They saw he was buying too much Ligma!
Oh no. Yeah, no, they thought I was a fraud.
Too much One Piece figures.
No, they were like, it was from Apple. They were like, you had a big order, because I've been buying like old Adult Swim shows on like Apple TV. So I guess they were just like, that was crossing a line, buddy. We're gonna shut down your card. So yeah,
who would buy Squidbillies?
No, you're wrong. False. Not that show.
Because nobody would buy Squidbillies.
I know people who would buy Squidbillies, but
people that live down there.
Yeah, I don't like Squidbillies. That's one of the ones that I never got into.
Me neither.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Classic.
Metalocalypse.
Classic.
Super Jail. China, Illinois.
Never saw that one. What were you talking about? We were talking about something.
Batman.
Mostly. We were indeed talking about Batman. But yeah, I like Batman movies. I've seen all of them. Batman's like, I've seen pretty much every Batman movie except like most of the short films. Like, you look at a lot of other superheroes, like the ones that have gotten the most movies. So like Superman, there's a couple Superman movies I still have to watch, but Batman I've pretty much cleared through. And there's a lot of really good ones. Like, live action, most of them I would say are at least good movies. There are a couple like rough ones, but Batman vs. Superman's fucking awful though. I like forget about it when I'm talking about Batman because it just doesn't feel like a Batman or a Superman movie. It just feels like garbage. But like Superman, I haven't seen any of the original Superman movies.
Oh, I've seen all.
I've heard that the quest for peace is just incredible.
5. Yeah, it's got Alan from 2.5 Men in it.
Does it really?
Yeah. He plays like Lex Luthor's like nephew.
What is he, like 10 in it?
No, he was probably like maybe like 18 when they like filmed it. Like maybe a little younger. Maybe he was like 17 or 15, like something around there.
I haven't watched a lot of movies lately, but me and Hinata are like 3 episodes away from completing the anime of Bleach. Without the filler arcs, which I'm going to watch by myself.
Are you guys going to watch the new seasons when they premiere, or are you going to wait for the
I don't know. I know I'm going to watch it like episode to episode, but she really doesn't like doing that, so she might just wait. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And then she wanted to watch... she wants to watch Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood after this, so we're going to watch one of those. I really hope I like Death Note this time around, because when I watched it, like, in high school, or, like, I really didn't like it.
I don't know. I like it.
Well, yeah, most people think Death Note's really good, so I'm just like, I hope I like it.
The second half is definitely weaker than the first, but I think it's still decent. Like, it's not bad. And I think the ending really works well for the series. I like the ending.
I've heard that. I don't remember like anything about it. Maybe I just wasn't like giving it enough attention.
Not specifically how the ending like gets like led to, but the ending itself.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But the main thing I've been doing this week is I've actually been reading. Read Weens episode 2 is filming later this month. I hope you've started. Or you should at least soon. I started our books, but
I'll start this week.
Something came out 2 days ago as we were filming this.
Oh.
New Star Wars book. This is really exciting for me, at least, because this kicks off the High Republic era, which is like a new era for people to be talking about. It's like 200 years before Phantom Menace or so.
Oh shit! Okay,
yeah. Cool. So like the only recognizable character is and I don't even think he's in it like very much. I haven't seen him. I just know he is a character somewhere in the timeline. Is Yoda still like around? Because Yoda's like 9,000 or 980 when he dies or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So he's around, but there's some really cool stuff. I started. It's really good so far. I'm like 60 pages in.
Oh, nice.
I'm having a blast. It's like, wow, I forgot reading was really fun. It's like 380 pages, so I'll probably read a little more and then put it down until I'm done with the 2 podcast books. But yeah, there's 3 books that have come out already that they announced on launch day. There's this book, which is like a novel. There's like a junior novel that's like 100 pages or something, designed for like 3rd graders or whatever. And then there's a children's book. And I think the next big novel comes out in March or something like that. And there's another novel, like a junior novel, that comes out next month.
Oh, cool.
Oh, there's also a comic series that just started, I think. But I think it takes place after this book, so I'll probably try to read it once I just like Star Wars, and this is a good excuse to keep me, like, reading.
Yeah, I feel it.
But yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've done this week. Just kind of grooved. We played a lot of board games. Well, not even a lot. We've mostly just hung out.
Oh, nice.
Have you been able... Oh, you watched a bunch of One Piece movies. I saw that.
I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are they good?
And I'd say there have been...
Is the Clockwork Tower good? Is that what it's called?
I'll say it has a weak villain, but I think the movie... It's not, like, great. Like, I don't think it's gonna wow anybody, but I think it's a decent watch. And I think it manages to be fun and capture, like, decent qualities of the characters and, like, nice, fun, like, scenes that feel nice. Yeah.
Epic.
But, the Dead End Adventure one, that one's pretty good.
Okay. Cool. I'll watch that one. Just out of nowhere. I'll just be like, look, it's Monkey D. Luffy.
There you go. The villain in that movie is kind of just an amalgamation of, like, different villains up to that point in the series, but it would be a decent little sampler for someone who's never seen the series. I'll say that.
I do have some exciting news. You might be interested in this. Sundance is later this month, and it's all digital this time around.
Okay.
Jesus, so it's expensive as fuck. Like, for day passes and stuff. Like, for just the season pass for, like, the whole week, it's like $350. And that just gets you whatever the fuck you want, which whatever. But it's like, I think it's $75 for a day pass. And I think they still have, like, certain blocks. So you tune in for a stream and that's when they play the movie and stuff. But it's like $15 for, like, a ticket to a specific show. Prisoners of the Ghostland is premiering, though, finally. Sundance. That's the new Sion Sono movie with Nicolas Cage. I'm so fucking pumped for it. So I'm probably gonna I guess I'll see what else is playing that day. If there's a bunch of stuff that I want to see, I might get a day pass to watch them, but I need to see this movie.
And when does this happen?
It's the last week going into the first week of January to February. I think it's the 28th to the 3rd or something like that.
Okay.
I believe the 2 showings for Prisoners of the Ghostland are the 31st and the 2nd.
Yeah, if I have my regular days off at that point, I might be able to catch it, like, one day at the very start of it, and then, like, the day at the very end of it.
Just request off, be like, I gotta watch Prisoners of the Ghostland!
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, Sundance Film Festival. Honestly, I might pay just for the whole pass if I were to do that, though. Just be like, fuck it, I'm watching everything.
Well, yeah, if I wish, like, I had some income, because I'd be like, I need a week off. I want to go to these film festivals, like, but it's just like, capitalism! You won't let me!
I know, I feel it. I've got a decent little stack saved up, but I don't know if my work would grant me that much time off.
Be like, I got COVID, gotta be gone for 2 weeks, oh no!
Hey,
oh no!
Oh no! Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We'll see.
Anything else from you this week?
Not movie-wise, just the One Piece movies.
Okay.
But, yeah. Don't ever watch the 3rd one. Or the 5th one. Those 2 of the movies are really bad.
Okay. Good to know. So, I guess it's time to jump right into the movies because Pierre forgot to send in questions.
Beautiful. Hold on. Wait. Let me just find a question generator.
How gay is Osama bin Laden? Extremely. This is a weird look for me. I might start parting my hair like this. Hello.
Do it. You'll start looking like just tie your hair up, do like the braid on the back, and pull off like the Edward Elric.
Pull off the Monkey D. Luffy.
His hair is not that long.
I am going to be the Pirate King.
He is?
Ahoy, okay. Matey. My name is Monkey D. Luffy.
He does not say ahoy. Ahoy. I don't think there's a single pirate in the entire series who says ahoy.
My name is Monkey D. Luffy. I have a best friend named Zorro, and he likes to lick my butthole.
What normally delicious food gets ruined when you wrap it in a tortilla? The answer? Nothing. Like, why would that ruin the food?
Yeah, it's just bread. Like, it's just a wheat, like, maybe I guess a corn tortilla could ruin, but like a flour tortilla, I can't think of any food that would be ruined by it. Like, I guess I could say a corn tortilla could be more of a clashing flavor with certain things, but even then, I guess I just don't really like corn tortillas, so I'd mostly just be like, I wish this wasn't corn, but yeah, because even if it's like just eating a tortilla and then you wrap a tortilla in a tortilla, that's just more tortilla, so it's fine.
Yeah. All right. The next question was, if you could look through one person's email without them knowing, whose email would you spy on? My answer is nobody's, because why the fuck would I do that? Well, maybe like a politician or something if I wanted to like expose them. But like...
Yeah, it'd have to be like somebody really mean, like, because I personally just wouldn't feel I don't want to do that to someone.
Yeah,
like
I don't want to invade someone's privacy like that.
Like maybe Mr. Trump, but at the same time, it's not like I'd find anything I couldn't already be like, yeah, that was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Like, nothing would change.
Yeah, he wouldn't face any repercussions for anything, probably.
So, no one, maybe a dead guy. Oh, no.
Yeah. No. Okay. Next question.
Are you on like generateaquestion.com?
It's like conversation starters world. Random question generator.
It's like we're on a date.
It gives you advice in case you don't have an answer to the questions. Like, here's some tips for asking/answering questions from the random question generator. Don't feel like you have enough to answer the questions that comes up? Feel free to cycle through. There are plenty to choose from. And it's just like, there you go. What piece of art would you create if you had to pretend to be an artist and submit something to a gallery?
I am an artist.
Yeah,
I'd produce DDoS. I put DDoSer in a gallery. I don't know. I feel like I can make like a shoe on a piece of string, and it like hangs and like a skeleton's holding it, and it's supposed to be like the skeleton represents capitalism, and he's holding a shoe over the working class, and if the working class doesn't do what he wants them to do, he will drop the shoe of tyranny on them.
There you go. I would buy a bunch of clay, and I'd make like a muck monster. And I'd submit that. And I'd be like, look at this shit.
And I'd make a cum monster.
There you go.
And they fuse together.
Perfect.
All right.
That's art.
That's our questions.
Perfect.
Classic. Thank you.
Question generator.
Eugene. For the questions. All right. So, the first movie we're talking about These all came out like right after each other. Batman Year One was 2011. Batman Dark Knight Returns Part 1 was 2012, and I think Part 2 was 2013.
Yeah, and if you want to talk about like the comic states that they're based on, fucking Dark Knight Returns was 1986, and Year One was 1987. So Year One was written after the Dark Knight Returns, which is why Selina is white in the Dark Knight Returns. Because I was like, what happened? And I was like, oh, that makes sense. He definitely improved that. But
yeah. So Batman Year One, God, I want to love this movie. Because I think it's really good for an animated superhero movie of its length too. Like it fits a lot into an hour and like 4 minutes. But damn, I really fucking wish this was 2 movies that like were released concurrently. That was just Gordon and just Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, there's definitely some points where I feel like 1 month might show a little heavy on one side and not really the other. Like, I think it's like, April? When Batman begins, he has like his first night, and then it just cuts to like May, and in May it was like a big like Commissioner Gordon plot point, and it was just like...
I think this movie's more interesting when it's the Gordon stuff. Maybe it's just because we don't get to see Gordon a lot, like, as a main character. And I also don't think that the voice acting for Wayne, for Batman, is very good in this movie in comparison.
I agree.
Which
I thought it was rough.
I think it gets better as it goes on, but especially in the early scenes when he's, like, speaking to, like, Alfred and stuff, it's like, it's rough.
You can tell that it's a guy putting on like a gravelly voice because it doesn't sound genuine. But
yeah, like Year One just go ahead.
Outside of that, great.
Yeah, I would mostly agree. It's just like I just think 2 movies would have been really, really cool because it also would have been able to like keep them kind of as antagonists to each other, like, because them constantly swapping, it just kind of feels like you're saying 2 different stories, and neither of them are really, like, the antagonists of each other, but, like, having Gordon, like, really try to go after Batman and not seeing Batman at all, I feel would be a really cool, like, element to the story. And in the same way for Batman. And I think it also would have been better, like, to introduce certain characters. Like, there could have been a stronger introduction for Harvey Dent in the Batman movie, because there's, like, no introduction at all for him. It's just like, he's here.
Yeah, I feel like they do that with a couple characters in Year One.
Yeah.
They're just kind of setting stuff up.
And
which...
It's fine. I don't think this movie's bad for it. Mostly just makes me feel like, oh God, I would have liked this a lot if it had done this. Which I'm not saying it's bad because it didn't. I'm just saying they should make this movie.
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I'm a fan of it for the most part, aside from some like kind of awkward moments here and there with like what they choose to present and when. But
yeah, I do think that some of the months just go by extremely quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that Harvey Dent could have been introduced a little better. I think Selina Kyle could have been introduced a little better. Like, her scene's kind of funny, but it's just like, she's out there and then she jumps onto a car.
Yeah.
It never really feels like we get a sense of her character. It's just like, she's gonna jump on you.
Yeah. Like, we get the sense that she's kind of, like, tough.
And she protects the other one, but...
Yeah, but... She's also got, like, that malicious side, because she obviously, like, cuts up those dudes' faces with her claws and shit later on in the movie. But... Yeah.
Like, there's enough. It's just a lot of the issues I have with this film aren't necessarily like things that I think were bad, just things that I think could have been a little better. I think the voice acting in general is pretty strong. I really like Gordon's voice and stuff. I just think that, like,
Brian
Bruce
Cranston
is bad.
kills it. I'd agree.
Which I can't... Who played him in this?
I don't know.
Ben McKenzie. He was in The Report with Adam Driver. I don't remember him in that movie, but apparently he was in it. Cool. But yeah, Bryan Cranston as Gordon is a fantastic choice. And, like, yeah, is good. I really like, and in general, I appreciate this movie and this storyline just because it makes you Gordon to be like, hey, he's a dick sometimes.
Yeah, he's definitely not perfect, but I think he's a pretty decent cop for the most part. He's definitely got his blemishes, but I wish a thought that I had during this movie is like, man, I wish that like more cops would aspire to be like Commissioner Gordon and instead of like the Punisher.
Because Gordon's like, I just want to take out corrupt cops and like go hang out with my wife. Well,
yeah, exactly. And obviously he has his shortcomings. He cheats on his wife partway through the film, but he realizes his own error, and he's like, "I'm going to tell my wife," and he does. He takes responsibility for it, and that doesn't like lessen what he did for it or anything. But
man, there's a lot of scenes that are kind of goofy, but it's a Batman movie, so of course. But it's just like, oh, he's a Green Beret, but I should still give him a hand, like a helping hand. He's like, here's a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And he fights this big guy. He's like, oh, I'm Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, I like that scene, but it definitely is a little corny.
There's a goofy... I like year one because it is more serious, but it keeps a goofy air to it at times. It's just... I'm just so Marvel animated movies and animated stuff in general is just so, like, garbage at their tones. Like, DC, occasionally, I do agree they get really edgy for no reason, but usually they can keep, like, the humor and the, like, light air to it while being, like, dark still. And it's just like, Marvel, what the fuck are you doing? Like, your live-action movies are usually much better than the DC counterparts, but it's just like, what the fuck is your animated department doing?
Yeah, I have no idea. They need to get their shit together, though.
WandaVision comes out in 8 days. We'll see how that goes.
I don't even... Oh, is that the...
It's the first, like... Phase 4 of the MCU is involving, like, their TV shows or miniseries as well. So WandaVision is part of Phase 4. It's just a lot of...
I'll get to it eventually.
It's just so much. Like, even without superhero fatigue, it's just like... It's just a lot.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
But then I turn around and I'm like, I'm so excited for the 11th Star Wars show. So I'm a hypocrite, of course, but that's okay.
At least you admit it.
Yeah. Star Wars is better than Marvel, so whatever. If Squirrel Girl was in Star Wars, though... There's always hope.
Star Wars, would skyrocket.
Yeah, she would be a Jedi. So, in year one, my favorite part was when Commissioner Gordon talked really gay about Batman. There's a line that was like, I should be focusing on my wife and my son and stuff, but I can't stop thinking about her. And he's like, but I also can't stop thinking about him and the way he like haunts my dreams. Or he says some shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so I just like to imagine Commissioner Gordon and Batman as like gay lovers.
That'd be pretty funny. I'd like that.
But yeah, that was probably my favorite part. Like, I think the movie in general is really good and really fun. I just wish it was a little longer to expand on a couple like introduction scenes with people. Also, like, it's not an issue as much as like with the movie, but just the time itself. But animated cars in like the 2011s from like 2011 to 2014 were like CG animated and they looked really bad. It doesn't look too bad in some of the fight chase scenes, but like the first introduction of like a car and like they're driving on a bridge later on, like at the climax, I think it looks pretty rough. It doesn't look bad. It just looks extremely out of place.
Yeah, I'm so used to it at this point. Like every show since like
Family
the
Guy.
year fucking the late 1990s has used like fucking CGI cars that always look fucking awful. So I'm just so used to it at this point.
I get it.
I don't even care. I'm just like, yep, CGI cars. Cars are CGI in animated universes. That's just how it works. Same with buildings.
Same with buildings, yeah. But overall, I think it's a pretty good movie. And it looks really... I really like the visual style of both of these movies. They share one. Like, a lot of DC movies like have a unified style, but...
Yeah, I think it blends to the Warner Brothers style of animation like pretty well.
Yeah. With
these two installments. I don't know if I necessarily like it for like everything that they've done like moving forward, but
yeah, no, I
feel like it works well enough here.
But I don't know, what would you give this little movie? Oh wait, no, you would give this movie a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, but I tried to like click the X on Letterboxd to be like, nope, don't put my scores because I have them rated from when I watched them before.
Well, that's okay. I don't remember them.
Oh, okay. But yeah, 7.
I realized that the last time The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, the last time I watched it, you had already left for the day. So I don't know your scores for those movies.
Oh.
Because we watched like 7 animated Batman movies that day or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Or 6, I think, because we watched this, we watched Batman vs. TMNT, we watched Batman Ninja, and I think one more, and then we watched Part 1 and Part 2, because they're all like an hour and 10 minutes and stuff.
Okay. Huh.
And in general, so let's talk about Dark Knight Returns. It's just one movie. It's just one movie. It's one really fucking good movie, though. I love this movie. I don't know about you, but I like really, really like it.
Oh yeah, no, I love this story. If I had one comment, one
should have died
major criticism, I think that the format, just the way the story is laid out, I don't think really lends itself to be a movie. I think that they should have just made it like a mini series.
I get it. I think it works well enough as a movie.
Literally written, because it's like the movies are each in parts, because there's like, you know, the very first part where it's like Batman kind of coming back and like awakening Harvey Dent, and then the second part of the first movie where he fights the mutants, then the first part of the second movie where he fights the Joker, and then the second part of the second movie where he fights Superman, and it's just like
I have the same
it's like all just
issue
so
with the Hush movie.
Should have been like, yeah,
it's the Hush movie. I'm like, this should have been just like 3 episodes or something. Like, I think that
it's because it's adapted from comic books that are like multiple issues, and each issue would focus on something like a new story in this little short storyline they're doing. So it just leads to like basically feeling like you're watching just a stitched together mini series. But yeah,
I think in general they could weave it together a little better as a movie. Like if they introduced certain elements earlier, like there are ways they could have done it. And I would agree. That's my main issue with the movie, and it's fine. Like
I still obviously very much enjoy this, and it's one of my favorite Batman stories. So
this is like my favorite Batman movie, like in general. like them together, I guess. I will say that because we're just talking about this like in a unified way, I guess. 'Cause, I do think that part 2 is better than part 1. I like the storyline with the Joker and Superman more than the first one, and I think the first one is just kind of setting up Batman's character a lot through it.
Yeah.
But there's some really good scenes in the first one. I just like the second part slightly better. Also, I just love the fucking interviews with people on TV in both parts. They're so fucking funny.
Oh, yeah. No, that's pretty fun. Like, hilarious shit in there.
There's like the very obvious like neoliberal guy that's like, no, we can't just turn our backs on the people of the city. You can't just beat up poor people. He's like saying a bunch of stuff. He's like, no, I would never live in this godforsaken city or something.
Yeah. Fucking, what's it called? See, it's funny because I think I'm like half on the opposite side than you are. Because I think I like part 1 a little more because I like seeing like basically kind of Batman kind of like coming back to his roots a little bit and like kind of rebirthing himself. And I like the mutant part of the story. I'm not super crazy about the Harvey Dent stuff. I could have taken or left that, you know.
In general, I think that like the Harvey Dent stuff's really interesting. I like Harvey Dent, and
it just feels like a warm up for the Joker plotline. Honestly,
what'd you say?
It just feels like a warm up for the Joker plotline with like basically getting into the age old argument of like, is Batman creating his villains or is he stopping them? Which it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but I like the Dent stuff fine, because I like Harvey Dent as a character, and I like how there's, like, hope in his eyes right at the beginning that turns out to be fear, and how his own, like, image of himself is the truly, like, mortifying thing. There's just a lot of cool stuff I like in the storyline. I will say that I do think it's probably the weakest part of all, like, 4 storylines. When I was first watching this movie way back when I first watched it, I was really scared I wouldn't like the new Robin. I thought she was going to be, like, really annoying or something, but she's fine. I like her.
I like Carrie.
She's pretty cool. I don't know if she is in any other... I'm guessing they followed up this comic series.
Yeah, she's in The Dark Knight Strikes Again, but she's not Robin. She's, like, a new Catwoman, and she looks like Chester Cheeto.
Does she really? Is The Dark Knight Strikes Back, is that a follow-up to this story?
Yeah, it's a follow-up to this story written, like, 13,
this is bad.
14, 15 years later. Yeah, it's universally, like, hated.
That's it. Is it still, like, following the stuff about, like, the Sons of Batman and stuff like that?
Yeah.
There's so much you can do with that story, too. I will say, I think I argue with myself about this. It's fine what they did, but it may have been more interesting if Batman had just died. Like, if he had just actually died. You know?
Yeah. The whole, like, Sons of Batman thing feels like... I feel like just his transforming of, like, this cult of, like, underground, basically terrorists, just suddenly, just without even a shred of doubt in their heart, just like, oh, yeah, Batman totally kicked our alpha's ass. We're on his side 100% now. And it's like...
Which, I'm fine with that story. Like, and it's interesting in the concept, and it makes sense if he can, like... He makes sense as a character to be able to wrangle them to, like, make sense of them. But I think it would have been a much more interesting, like, follow-up story if he had died then. Because then these Sons of Batman, these self-proclaimed, are just like, what do we do now? And they're still trying to follow, like, be the Sons of Batman, but they have no idea, like, how to control themselves, or they have no moral compass.
That'd be cool. And then, like, Alfred survives or something and acts as, like, their kind of, like, mentor.
Yeah. No, he has to go after them.
He's like, I'm not letting these mutants slander Batman's name. No way. Shoots all of them.
But yeah, I will say that I somewhat agree with you on the Harvey stuff. I really like it still, but I think it's the weakest.
I like the resolution of it. Like, I like that reveal with, like, the face thing.
Forgot how fucking much Frank Welker is in this movie. It feels like every other voice is him.
Yeah.
He's like the assistant mayor. He's like a random guy on TV. He's like a weatherman. It's just everywhere. I think it's funny, though. It's just like, yo, it's Fred!
Yeah. No, it's definitely a familiar voice. To anyone who's, like, watched a lot of shit he's done and is, like, familiar with his existence.
Yeah. There is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun.
Yeah. But
I just like Batman, like, breaking as a character. I like seeing people broken, so I like seeing the culmination of everything he's done. He's just, like, being broken down in a world that really does not want him anymore. At least a lot of people don't want him anymore.
Yeah, because it's very clear that it's, like, obviously superheroes aren't allowed in this universe unless they, like, adhere to, like, authority, like Superman did.
So superheroes aren't allowed in this world, except for Superman, because he works for the president.
Yes, and clearly, like, it's not working. Gotham's worse than it's ever been. And Batman's basically just like, fuck, they just didn't want me because I was effective at what I did. So he basically is just like, fuck it, I'm coming back. I don't give a shit. And yeah, he does. And that's kind of like just the whole kind of like big, I don't know, core of this movie is him coming back.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Basically Superman going like, no, I had, like, if it's not me, it'll be someone else. And I like Batman's response, because it's like,
who the fuck would they send?
You're literally like God. What else?
Ripped off fucking, what was that, Green Arrows? Is that, his arm?
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, Green Arrow shoots the kryptonite thing at him in this.
And then Batman's like, I could fucking kill you, but I won't. But you'll remember, I could've.
And then he fakes his death. And then, yeah. So does Alfred. Alfred fakes his death before blowing up the mansion. And yeah, then they go underground and teach the Sons of Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's also the stuff with Joker in the middle.
Yeah.
He basically just, like, snaps.
Kills a bunch of people and makes Batman snap and almost kills them. But then he's like, it doesn't matter if you don't kill me. I made you break. And then he, like, snaps his own neck.
Yeah. Which is great.
He bursts into flames and explodes. Because, he's the Joker.
I like the part where, like, Batman's just, like, he's clearly not stable after that happens. He's like, fucking bleeding out, and he's, like, being chased by a shit ton of cops, and he's just, like, old and tired, and he doesn't have very good aim. He's, like, trying to shoot this thing on the wall, and he's like, God damn it, stop laughing at me. And we just, like, look over at the Joker's, like, burning corpse. And he's just got this, like, malicious smile.
I really like the Batman's just old in this, and he's not very good in comparison, like, to his younger self, like, at his job or anything. Like, he's trying to climb a rope, and people see him, he's just like,
Yeah. They do a really good job at making Batman somehow feel like the underdog in a lot of situations.
But then there's like some of the robbers are more scared because they're like, why is it squeaking now? It didn't used to do that.
Oh, yeah. Fucking, I thought you were talking about the initial scene where they're like, come on, slice and dice. And he's like, yeah, come on.
Oh, fuck, that scene's also.
Come on. He likes it too much. But that was a good scene. I like that scene.
Chicken legs, licking the legs, slicing that. I like their weird, slang they just randomly use.
I really want them to just do a live action version of this for the memes.
That'd be good. That'd be iconic. I'd be down. Zack Snyder could make it.
I'd love that.
Would you?
It'd be my favorite.
Oh, it's
the only other
2 months until Justice League Snyder cut.
I'm not going to watch it because I didn't watch the first cut.
It's really bad.
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it's not going to be as bad as the Snyder cut, though. There is no world where making that movie 4 hours makes it better.
I don't know. I mean, if this can get that portion of the DC movie fan base to shut up long enough for them to keep making some better movies, I'll take it.
I'm so surprised that a lot of people hate the new Wonder Woman. And a lot. And I didn't love it, but I'm like, it's way fucking better than most of these. It's just really surprising.
Yeah, I can't comment because I haven't watched it, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I like weird things.
I'm excited for the Batman, and I'm excited for Shazam 2 whenever they make that.
Are you excited for Black Adam?
Yeah, I'll probably check it out.
With The Rock. Yeah?
I'm not shaking in my seat with excitement about it or anything.
What about for Jumanji 7? No. I don't think they announced one. But it'll happen.
Just they're start pulling a James Cameron. They're like, all right, we're planning 5 more Jumanji sequels right now, and we're gonna just create the ultimate cinematic experience. We can't make it because technology is not there yet. The script's too great.
Was Avatar 2 supposed to come out this year?
I have no idea. Probably not. I'll believe it when I fucking see an actual fucking trailer.
Avatar 2.
Been talking about Avatar 2 since 2009.
December 16, 2022. The budget was $1 billion? That can't be right. That might be for all of them. But there's no way.
No, Didn't Tim and Eric get $1 billion to make a movie? Was it their $1 million or $1 billion?
It was $1 million. They didn't get $1 billion. The fucking Endgame was $300 million.
They have $1 billion movie.
Avatar 2 has a $400 million budget. Just checked.
There we go.
That's a lot of money.
That it is.
Why? Why didn't they just fucking give me that money? I could make a movie in a year. Might not be good, but I'd at least fucking put it out within some time of what I'm saying. If I say March 2021, it'll come out sometime in 2021. I'm not going to say yeah, it'll be out in 2014.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm partially curious, but I mostly don't care about Avatar 2.
But Avatar 3, I'm excited for.
Avatar 4, I want to see how that shit wraps up.
Avatar 5.
Avatar 5 will be a sequel series. I don't fucking know.
It'll be a prequel to Avatar 2. It'll actually be about James Cameron making Avatar 2.
Because this is supposed to be some new thing now, right? It's not supposed to be directly connected to the first one or whatever. It's supposed to be some new trilogy or something like that.
I'm pretty sure the main character is still the main character, but
What? Oh, okay.
Sam Worthington's still in it, as far as I know. But I know that the next couple want to be more connected. 2's gonna largely just be about Pandora. I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's Avatar.
You know, they'd probably get more public excitement if they gave that $1 billion budget to a live action.
But Jermaine
Avatar:
Clement's
The Last
going to be in it.
Airbender. He is?
Yeah, and Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel played a robot once. And he played a tree.
He's played lots of things.
And he played Riddick.
He did.
Oh yeah, we were talking about The Dark Knight Returns. I'm mostly done though. I really like the animation in this. I think it's some of the best like animation in a Batman movie. It's mostly like the same, but I like how brutal it gets. I fucking love when Joker gets the batarang in his eye and he's just like, ah.
Oh yeah.
And then like the coils on his neck when he's like snapped his own neck, it looks like really gross. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And in general, like when Joker like kills all those people with the laughing gas, I think that in animation, the like forced smiles on their faces look a lot better than live action. So I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also, the cars I think do look better than in year one. So for being CG,
I wasn't really paying attention.
except the racetrack at the beginning of part one, that looks bad.
Oh yeah.
Looks fake.
True.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else to say about this movie?
No, not really. It's good. Check it out.
So, before I guess your ratings, are they the same for both parts?
Yeah.
Okay. 8? 7?
Yeah. You're gonna give this. I'm gonna guess an 8? 9?
A 9.
Okay.
Maybe a psycho, but I just really like it's really, really fun for me. Like,
No, I have a lot of fun with it too.
I think these are easily my favorite, like, animated Batman movies. Year one's definitely up there, but I think I like Under the Red Hood, I think is a better movie than Year One. That, like, Suicide Squad-esque Batman movie I also think is a better movie than Year One. But Year One's also very good. Watch these both. They're very good. And it's only going to take, like, 3 hours of your time. So, like, 3.5.
Are you telling me or the audience?
Well, you too. You go watch them again.
Well, I've seen Under the Red Hood before.
Just go watch most Batman movies are legitimately pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them I didn't like, but I like the majority of them I've seen. I didn't like that one we watched that, like...
Batman Ninja?
Yeah, that was...
I liked it when I first watched it, and I had said this to you, but I didn't think it was great. And I think most of that was just from, like, me being on a big Batman binge. I don't necessarily think it's, like, really bad, but it just could have been so much better. It's fine. It's whatever. Batman and Harley Quinn's really bad, though. Batman vs. Superman. Yeah. Anyway. Dice time.
Here we go.
It's an 8.
We're good, right?
We're good.
You're good? Okay.
8. 2 and a 6.
Good.
So we're going to keep this kind of theme going. Switch it over to somebody else, though. We're going to be watching The Death of Superman and then Reign of the Supermen.
Okay.
Death of Superman came out in 2018, and Reign of the Supermen came out last year. The Death of Superman did the same thing for, like, that made me, like, love Batman, Dark Knight Returns. Did the same thing for Superman. Made me really like Superman as a character. So.
Does it cover the return section, or is it just the death section?
Just the death section, the reign of, then Reign does the...
Oh, okay, that's when it introduces, like, the other, like... Okay, I see.
Yeah, like, Steel, Superboy and all those, yeah.
Okay, cool.
There is a cut somewhere. There is a cut that makes it like one movie. I haven't seen it. If you want to look for it, you can. I don't. I think this does work as two separate movies, though, more than like Dark Knight Part 1 and Part 2 works. Also, one of these is much better than the other one. But yeah, they're both pretty short. I think they're both an hour and 20 minutes. Death of Superman's an hour and 21 minutes. Reign of the Superman's an hour and 27 minutes. Both are available to stream on HBO Max or to buy or rent wherever you buy or rent digital products. But
there you go.
We'll see you guys next time for another epic episode of Screen Weens. Do.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Alrighty, folks. Adios.